we're back today with another card featuring the August card kit. This is on the outside of the box when you get your kit. So we are going to be using the stamp. And to start with, I've already created the card base out of the white, and that is 5.5 by 8.5, and then you're going to score it at 4.25 to make the base. Then next, you will cut out a piece of 4 by 5.25, and you can just pick the mixes of paper that you want to go together on this. Then we are going to ink the edges. And let me find I'm going to stick that down to the back. Like so. Then I have cut, this is a 1.5 by 5.5, and this one then is 1.5 by 5.25, and we'll trim it to match when we're done. We're going to ink the edges first of both pieces. Then we will stick this on top of this one. Oh, try to get in the video here. And we're just going to center it in the middle there, edge to edge. Then I'm just going to, you can take it to your trimmer, I'm just going to snip it off here. And that is going to go across our card here. Then we have, I got the circle dies out, and I've used, I used the ones in the middle here. So I just kind of stuck those down on its little form there. We'll go over that later. So then I've cut both circles out. Ink the edges. We'll stick this all down after we get things where we want them. So we're just going to kind of line that one out like that. Papers are from the Lemon Craft Yesterday paper pad. So what we did then, we'll come back to that. Oh, those are going in the centers here. So then what I did was I took the large stamp, and then I took like the smaller stamp. There was 2 other sizes actually. Mine's missing. It's floating around in my box somewhere, but I already had them stamped and cut out. So all we were doing was I just inked up the part that I want, which is for the flowers. I'm just going to ink up the large flower, and then I'm stamping that on scraps of printed paper. And I did like 3 of the large ones. And then on the green, I just inked up the leaves and positioned those individually on some green paper like so. And so I did I did actually 2 of these, and then I have a littler one from the other. I just cut it off one of these. Anyway, so you can just kind of design that as you go along. So, and then do that with the smaller flowers as well. And then you're going to fussy cut out the leaves and the flowers, all your flowers and all your leaves. So you're going to hand cut those all out individually so that you have one set of leaves together and then the individuals. And then hand cut all your flowers, the small ones and the big ones. So when you're done with all of that, then we're going to take our scissors, try to get in here where you can see, and I'm just going to make a little snip between where you see the petals kind of go and your stamp, and I'm just going to make a little snip in all those sides. And that's just so we can adjust the flower and make it kind of three-dimensional. So I'm going to do that on all of the flowers. You can kind of see where the leaves go when you stamp it. You can see that one I didn't quite cut it out good enough, so we'll do that. So then when you're done getting that all done, we are going to, once again, I'm using Vintage Photo, and we are going to ink the best we can to get around like the edges of our flowers. It just kind of helps to bring out the edges on them all. And it gives it like, it just kind of pops a little bit. And do your leaves as well. This one I didn't get real detailed when I cut it out. So you do all of those. Alrighty. Now after you get them all cut out, so just kind of go through and shape your flower. Position it in the middle and bring up the petals. Kind of lap one over if you can. We're just trying to give them a little dimension. Then I kind of curl back the edges, the tips a little bit. And then you get them so that they're all done like that. So then what you can do is we're going to layer some of the little ones inside the bigger ones. And I only have one really small one here. I have a couple mediums. Get them all kind of just in there. See if we can get a little closer to the flowers. Maybe we want this one. And I think I have more flowers than I'm going to use, but I wanted to show you guys how to get that done. Just working on shaping these so that they look right inside each other there. You can glue a little dot to hold your petals where you want them. Okay, so, well, I didn't ink this one. We'll ink this leaf. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put these on the circle here. Let's go back out a little bit. I'm gonna don't know what I did with my score tape. So I'm just gonna cut some foam pieces here because I'm going to lift this circle. Oh, I can't get the back off. There we go. Put that in the middle there. So I just put the foam squares in there. I think I will go ahead and attach this piece to the card. Where do we want our circle here? So I think we're going to go like that. And I'm going to put this one down. Better get the edges too. And I'm going to I want it kind of off. I don't want it in the center. I'm going off center. Okay. So there, we have that part done. Now we're going to put our flowers in the center here. And I think I'll use my glue gun to kind of just attach these to the middle. You could just use a liquid glue as well. And after I put those in there, I'm gonna reshape them. And then I think we'll go with these two right here. Okay. Just going to go back and reshape my flowers in the middle. And if you want, you can use something kind of round to help curl your edges of your flowers. I'm just using the end of my score or my cutter here. I don't want them to look flat in the middle is what I'm working on. And on the larger ones, so I'm just going to kind of bring some of these leaves together. So it's kind of like so. now we got to decide how we want them in here. And we're going to put some leaves in. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these down with a little bit of glue gun. Now you don't have to do 3, you could do 2, whatever works for you. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this leaf. And slide it in under here. Now, I also have I did the top little rows off of the big flower and cut it out. I didn't do any dimension to it, but I'm just going to stick it coming out of up here and kind of off the edge of the circle a little bit. So now we could put in more leaves. I'm not sure I like that. I actually think I like it best with just one set of leaves, so we're going to leave that alone. So now to finish it off, we had buttons in the kit, so I think I'm going to add, now you could go into the little tiny buttons and get some sewing thread and tie little bows in the tops. I'm not going to do that due to time today, but I'm just going to put a little drop of glue here and stick this button on it. And I could use liquid glue, but I don't want to wait for it to dry before I can do anything with the card. Now you got a whole pack of buttons, and I went through it and found my smallest ones. To go in, the smaller ones work best in these flowers. Now, all right. Now we have a little bow, and this was some of the the satiny trim that was in the kit. I'm just gonna kind of cut that ends off. And I got glue all over me. Okay, so where do we want to put the bow? I think I'm just going to tuck it up underneath there. You could go in a couple different places here, but I'm just going to tuck it up underneath this flower. There. Now we could go back and use the thinking of you or the thank you, and we can put it on here. Or you could do a happy birthday if you have one of those. but I'm going to go ahead and just work with the stamp set that we have here. And I'm not sure how it's going to show up on the... Make sure my stamp's getting all of its ink, so I'm stamping it off a couple times to... Okay. There. And it worked beautifully. Yay! So that is another card with the August card kit. See the dimension? So hope you enjoyed that.